You ever hit 25 and think, wait, this is adulthood? This half-baked casserole of chaos and comparison and quarter-life crisis? You're supposed to be evolved by now. Instead, you're standing there like a level 36 chameleon holding your B button, afraid to evolve because you're not even sure who you'd become. Let's talk about that. Because if you're older than 25 and you still feel lost, you're not failing, you're in the mid-game. Nobody tells you this, but being 25 plus is not a level, it's a region. And you just got dropped into it with no map, no strategy guide, and an overworked starter Pokemon with trash IVs and a moveset you're not even proud of. Everyone acts like your 20s are for figuring it out. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people never truly figure it out. They just pick something, commit to the grind, and then cope with caffeine and Spotify therapy playlists. The myth is that life has a final evolution, and that at some point, you'll be quote-unquote done. You'll have reached your peak. Nah, life is just gym battles and side quests and reroutes forever. You don't need more rare candies, you need more EXP from real battles. So here's the deal. I'm 30 now. I saved up a good chunk of money, and I'm also making a good amount of money from my hobby photography. I have a healthy relationship. I even look the way I wanted to look in the mirror, at least when I ignore the unhealthy amount of body dysmorphia that lurks in my brain. So from the outside, it looks like I won the game, but inside, I felt like a Magikarp that somehow made it to Victory Road and still don't know which move to click. That's the thing no one tells you about success. It does not fix your confusion, it just gives you nicer problems. The "what the hell am I doing with my life" voice, it's still there, it's just dressed up in better clothes. And you know what finally helped? Not journaling, not quitting everything, not moving to a mountain to find my soul, just accepting that I'm still evolving. And that's the point. So if you're in your 20s or 30s and still feel stuck, here's the stuff that actually helped me move. Number 1 is shift your metric. You want to stop tracking how far behind you are, quote unquote, and start tracking how consistent you are. Evolution isn't about milestones, it's about daily XP. That one rep, that one journal entry, that one awkward ass cold email at a time. Quote unquote behind is just an illusion created by comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel you see on Instagram. Number 2 is you want to train the right stats. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you've just been trying to teach Hyper Beam to a Magikarp. The translation here is stop forcing yourself into jobs, relationships, or routines that don't suit your type, that makes you misaligned. So you want to find your natural stat spread and then build around that. If you have a timid nature, maybe you're not the person for that sales job. Number 3 is detox your timeline. Social media these days is like the glitchy Pokédex. A lot of people, they look maxed out, rare candied, shiny, but behind the scenes, it's just a bunch of overworked EVs pretending they've evolved on purpose. Try a 7-day detox, let your brain go back to neutral. You'll be shocked how much clarity returns. And number 4, you want to suck on purpose. Let me elaborate. I love the author Mark Manson, and he says something I think is worth mentioning here. That is, quote, "You're not special, but that's liberating," end quote. And that quote hit me like a truck the first time I read it. Because what he's really saying is, the moment you stop trying to prove yourself to some imaginary audience in your head, that's the moment you start getting real work done. You ever have one of those days where your thoughts spiral into self-loathing? And then you get mad at yourself for being mad at yourself, and you just kind of implode into a puddle of mental static. Mark calls that the feedback loop from hell. I've 100% had a "fuck you wall, have a fist" kind of meltdown. Your early 20s were about pretending you knew what you were doing. Your late 20s, for many people, it's about giving yourself permission to suck again. If you try a new hobby, you'll suck. If you go a new direction, you'll suck. But the only way out is through the cringe. Embrace that EXP grind. So here's my challenge for you. Comment below with the thing you thought you'd have figured out by now, but still haven't. Do it without any shame and no filters, just your real evolution in progress. Because you're not stuck, you're just in a region you haven't mapped out yet. Let's evolve together, one baby step at a time.